Hey there, treasure hunters. Did you know that a single penny could change your life? No, I'm not talking about finding one on the sidewalk and making a wish. I'm talking about the 2006 Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, one of these little copper coins is worth a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. Yeah, I know, it sounds crazy, but stick with me because today, I'm spilling all the details about what makes this penny so valuable, how to tell if you have one, and why you should start checking your couch cushions ASAP. Before we dive in, let me share a quick story. A couple of months ago, I was rummaging through my coin jar, the one that's been sitting on your dresser collecting dust since who knows when, and I found a 2006 penny. My heart skipped a beat thinking, is this the one? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But the journey to figuring that out was hilarious, and it made me appreciate just how fascinating coin collecting can be. So, grab your penny jar and let's get into it. First, let's talk about why this penny is worth more than its weight in gold, literally. The 2006 D. Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, hence the D Mint mark. Now, millions of these were produced, so what makes one of them worth $1.2 million? It all comes down to a minting error. That's right, someone at the US Mint made a tiny mistake, and boom, we've got $1 million penny on our hands. The error in question? A rare double die obverse. For those of you who don't speak coin geek, this means the design on the front of the coin was struck twice, slightly misaligned. It creates a cool, doubled effect on Abraham Lincoln's profile and the date. The best part? Most people don't even realize they have one because it's so subtle now. You're probably thinking, okay, how do I know if my 2060 penny is the golden ticket? Great question. Here's what to look for. Grab a magnifying glass, yes, the one you bought for reading tiny text but never actually use, and look at the date 2006 and the word Liberty. If you see a faint double image, you might be onto something. Coin collectors, or numismatists if you want to sound fancy, are all about condition. If your penny looks like it's been through the laundry 5 times, it's probably not going to fetch the big bucks. The $1.2 million coin is in mint or near mint condition, so check for scratches and wear. Think you've hit the jackpot? Don't just post it on eBay and hope for the best. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll certify your coin and give it an official grade, which is essential for selling it to serious collectors. You're probably wondering why anyone would shell out $1.2 million for a penny. Well, it's all about rarity and demand. There are only a handful of verified 2006 D double die pennies in existence, and collectors go wild for these kinds of errors. Think of it like a rare Pokemon card, except this one's actually worth something. Okay, quick side story. Remember how I said I found a 2006 penny in my jar? Well, I got so excited that I ran to the local coin shop, only to be told it was just an ordinary penny. The guy behind the counter couldn't stop laughing when I asked if I should call a bank for safekeeping. Moral of the story? Even if it's not the $1 million coin, hunting for rare pennies is ridiculously fun and might just turn into your new favorite hobby. Alright, folks, that's the scoop on the 2006 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Could you have one of these $1 million coins hiding in plain sight? There's only one way to find out. Start digging through your pockets, jars, and maybe even under your car seats. Who knows, you could be sitting on a fortune and not even realize it. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons more tips and tricks for finding valuable coins, plus stories about people who struck it rich with the most unexpected finds. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. And hey, drop a comment below. What's the weirdest place you've ever found a coin? I want to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and remember, every penny counts, literally. Hey there, coin enthusiasts, treasure hunters, and maybe even folks who stumbled here by accident and are now curious. Did you know that a single penny, a humble, ordinary little Abraham Lincoln penny, could be worth $1.3 million? Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1969 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Trust me, this isn't your everyday pocket change story. So, grab your coin jars, sit back, and let's uncover how a penny could change your life, literally. But first, let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my car, one of those days when you convince yourself you're going to keep it clean forever. Spoiler, it didn't last. Anyway, I found a dusty little penny stuck in the crevice of the driver's seat. It was a 1969 D Mint Mark penny. I thought, oh cool, it's old, and then promptly spend it on a gas station coffee. Little did I know at the time that penny might have been worth a small fortune. That's right, I could have had $1.3 million instead of a cup of bad coffee. Lesson learned. So, what makes the 1969 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny so special? First, let's break it down. This penny was minted in Denver, which is why you'll see the little D on the coin, right below the date. Over 4 billion of these pennies were made that year, so you're probably wondering, what's the big deal? Isn't this just another coin? Great question. The answer is, not all 1969 D pennies are created equal. There are two main reasons why some of these pennies are worth millions. First, let's talk about errors. You see, coin collectors, those folks who go bananas over rare coins, love mistakes. And the 1969 D penny has one of the most famous errors of all time, the double die obverse. What does that mean? Basically, the design on the front of the coin, the one with good ol' Abe Lincoln, was stamped twice. This creates a very distinct, almost ghostly doubling effect on the words Liberty and In God We Trust, as well as on the date. If you spot one of these bad boys, you're looking at a golden ticket to wealth. These error coins are extremely rare. We're talking about a needle in a haystack kind of rare. Most 1969 D pennies don't have the error, which is why they're worth, well, a penny. But don't lose hope. Even if your 1969 D penny isn't an error coin, it could still be worth a little more than face value if it's in pristine condition. Coin grading is a huge factor in determining value. A 1969 D penny in uncirculated condition, meaning it looks as shiny and fresh as the day it was minted, could be worth a few bucks. But if it has that famous doubling error? That's where the $1.3 million jackpot comes in. And now, let's take a moment to appreciate how wild this is. A penny that could have been tossed into a parking meter or left in a tip jar might now be sitting in someone's safe deposit box, guarded like a family heirloom. And that's what I love about coins. You never know what kind of history, rarity, or value is hiding in plain sight. When you're searching for rare coins, don't overlook the small details. It's easy to miss doubling errors if you're just glancing at the coin. Use a magnifying glass or even your phone's camera to get a closer look. Trust me, you don't want to be the person who spends a $1.3 million penny on a vending machine snack. Alright, let's recap. The 1969 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny is proof that not all pennies are created equal. If you've got one of these coins lying around, check for that double die obverse error. Look at the words Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. Those are the key spots where the magic happens. And if your coin looks like it just stepped out of a time machine, even better. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with one last thought. Coins like the 1969 D penny aren't just about the money, they're about the thrill of discovery. It's about holding a piece of history in your hands and realizing that something so small can have such a big story. Go check your piggy banks, car seats, and couch cushions. Who knows? You might be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. And hey, if you find something amazing, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got plenty more coin tips, treasure hunting strategies, and fascinating stories coming your way. Plus, subscribing is 100% free, unlike that coffee I spent my potentially valuable penny on. Hey there, treasure hunters. Imagine this, you're digging through an old jar of pennies you've had sitting on the shelf since, who knows when, and suddenly, you spot one that makes your heart skip a beat. Could this humble little coin actually be worth a jaw-dropping $1.40 million? Yep, we're talking about the 1966 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny. I know it sounds like something out of a movie, right? But stick around because today, I'm breaking down everything you need to know about this penny that's got coin collectors drooling and piggy banks trembling. And hey, if you've ever felt like your loose change was just taking up space, you might be sitting on a goldmine without even knowing it. Okay, first things first, what's the deal with the 1966 No Mint Mark penny? Here's the scoop. In 1965, the US Mint decided to stop using mint marks on coins for a couple of years. They were trying to discourage coin hoarding, but ironically, they created one of the most sought-after pennies out there. Classic case of oops, but thanks. Now, most 1966 pennies are worth, well, about a penny. But here's the kicker, there are a handful of these bad boys that were struck with errors. We're talking misaligned dies, double dies, or those with a mirror-like finish known as proof-like pennies. That's what sends collectors into a frenzy and drives the value into the millions. Let me break it down for you. A regular 1966 penny? Pocket change. But if you've got one of these rare error coins in pristine condition, think shiny, no scratches, practically glowing, it could sell for up to $1.4 million at auction. That's enough to buy a house, a fancy car, and still have change for a few tacos. And if you're thinking, yeah, right, like I'd ever find one of those, let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic, and we found this huge jar of coins. She laughed and said, "It's just old pennies, nothing special." But being the coin nerd I am, I started sorting through them. Spoiler alert, no $1 million penny, but I did find a 1966 penny in decent condition. That's when I realized just how many rare coins could be hiding in plain sight. So, moral of the story? Never underestimate the power of an old coin jar or a grandma's attic. Here's what you need to do if you think you've got a 1966 penny worth serious cash. Look closely for any errors like doubling on the letters or numbers. If it's scratched up or dull, sorry to say, it's probably not worth much. Seriously, don't skip this step. A professional coin grading service can tell you exactly how valuable your penny is. You can sell rare coins at auctions, through online marketplaces like eBay, or even to private collectors. Just be careful of scams. If someone offers you $10 for a coin worth $1.4 million, run. Fasty beyond the money, coins like the 1966 no-mint mark penny are little pieces of history. They tell stories about the economy, the mint, and even how people lived back in the day. Plus, let's be honest, there's something thrilling about finding treasure in your own pocket. Alright, my fellow coin enthusiasts, that's the lowdown on the 1966 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. It's proof that sometimes, the tiniest things can hold the biggest surprises and values. Now, if this video has you itching to start digging through your change, let me know in the comments. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? Or maybe you're sitting on a penny fortune and don't even know it. Before you head off to raid your piggy bank, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got more tips, tricks, and stories coming your way about coins worth big money and how to spot them. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and remember, every penny counts. Literally. See you in the next one. Hey, coin hunters and curious minds. Imagine this: you're digging through your pocket change, maybe buying a cup of coffee or feeding a parking meter, and bam! Right there, staring back at you, is a coin that could be worth $1.5 million. Yep, today we're talking about the 2017 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Sounds crazy, right? A penny worth a fortune? Stick around, because we're diving into the details of how this seemingly ordinary coin turned into a collector's dream and why you should start checking your change like a hawk. Oh, and don't worry, I'll also share a funny little story about how I almost spent a rare coin on a pack of gum once. True story. First things first, let's talk about what makes the 2017 D Lincoln penny so special. It was minted in Denver, hence the D-Mint mark, but not all pennies from this year are worth millions. What makes this one stand out? A rare minting error. Some 2017 D pennies were struck with a die that created a unique doubling effect on the lettering or design. Coin nerds call this a double die error, but to us regular folks, it's basically a factory oops that turned into a jackpot. Here's where it gets juicy. The rarity of the error is what skyrockets the value. Collectors are like treasure hunters, they'll pay big bucks for coins that stand out. Plus, the 2017 D penny is relatively new, which means it's still hiding in circulation. You could literally have one sitting in your couch cushions right now. Imagine finding $1.5 million in the crevices of your sofa. Suddenly, cleaning up those snack crumbs doesn't seem so bad. Speaking of checking your change, let me tell you about the time I almost spent a rare coin. Picture this: I'm standing in line at a convenience store, craving gum like my life depends on it. I reach into my pocket and pull out a handful of coins. One penny catches my eye because it looked different. But, being in a hurry, I toss it on the counter with the rest. The cashier picks it up, and right then, I remembered reading something about rare pennies. I asked for it back, and when I got home, I checked it. It wasn't a 2017 D, but it was a rare wheat penny worth $200. Moral of the story: never underestimate your pocket change, alright? So, how do you know if you have the 2017 D penny? Grab a magnifying glass or, zoom in with your phone camera. Look closely at the lettering, the date, and Lincoln's profile. If you notice any doubling or weird markings, you might just have a jackpot on your hands. And if you're not sure, take it to a coin expert or dealer, they'll confirm it for you. Okay, you've struck gold or copper, technically. What now? First, don't go bragging to everyone, you don't want to get scammed. Find a reputable coin appraiser or auction house to evaluate it. They'll help you understand its true value and connect you with collectors who are willing to pay big bucks. Let's get a little philosophical for a second. Coins like the 2017 D penny remind us that value can be hidden in plain sight. Something as ordinary as a penny, a coin most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up, could change your life. It's like finding treasure in the most unexpected place. So, here's your homework: start checking your pocket change, your coin jars, even the floorboards of your car. Who knows? That next penny you pick up might just be worth $1.5 million. And hey, if you found today's video helpful or at least mildly entertaining, why not hit that subscribe button? I'll be dropping more tips, stories, and strategies for spotting valuable coins you never knew existed. Let's turn your spare change into serious cash, one penny at a time. Alright, let's start with a quick question. Have you ever dropped a penny on the ground and just left it there because it's not worth the effort to pick up? What if I told you that one of those pennies might be worth $1.6 million? Yeah, I'm talking about a single penny that could buy you a dream house, a luxury car, and still leave you with change for groceries. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, stick around, because today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1970 D Lincoln penny, why it's worth so much, what to look for, and, of course, how you might find one in your own pocket change. The 1970 D Lincoln penny is one of those coins that has collectors losing their minds. But before we get into why it's so valuable, let's break this down. What's up with the D? That's the mint mark, and it stands for the Denver Mint, where this particular batch of coins was made. The D is your first clue that you might be holding a jackpot in your hand. Is it made of gold? Nope. Does it have a secret treasure map engraved on it? Sadly, no. But it does have something just as exciting: a rare minting error. You see, back in 1970, someone at the Denver Mint wasn't paying attention, and a handful of these pennies ended up being struck with a double die error. This means some of the lettering and numbers on the coin appear slightly doubled, like the date or the word Liberty. It's subtle, but for collectors, it's like striking gold. A couple of years ago, I was helping my dad clean out his old coin jars. You know, the ones that every dad has, where they just toss spare change for decades. As we were sorting through it, I jokingly said, "Watch me find $1 million penny." My dad laughed, rolled his eyes, and said, "Good luck with that." Well, guess what? We didn't find a 1970 D penny, but we did find a 1943 steel penny worth about $200. Not bad for a Saturday afternoon, right? And it goes to show you never know what's hiding in plain sight. Back to the 1970 D penny. So, how can you tell if you've got the one that's worth a small fortune? First, grab a magnifying glass, or, let's be real, zoom in with your phone. Look closely at the date. If the numbers look slightly doubled, you might be onto something. Next, check the word Liberty and "In God We Trust" on the coin. If you see doubling there too, congratulations, you found a double die error. Right now, here's where things get even more interesting. The condition of the coin matters a lot. If your 1970 D penny has been rolling around in pockets and coin jars for decades, it's probably a bit scratched up. But if it's in mint condition, meaning it looks as shiny as the day it was made, that's where the big bucks come in. The $1.6 million price tag is for a coin that's in near perfect condition. So, if you find one, handle it with care. No tossing it back into the jar or using it to scratch off a lottery ticket, okay? Where do I even start looking for this magical penny? The good news is, they're out there. Check your pocket change, dig through those old jars, and if you're feeling adventurous, hit up a flea market or a garage sale. People often sell old coins without realizing their true value, and hey, let's talk about why these coins are worth so much in the first place. The truth is, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rare coins because they're a piece of history. The 1970 penny isn't just a mistake, it's a snapshot of a moment in time. Think about it, 1970 was a wild year. The Beatles had just broken up, gas was 36 cents a gallon, and the world was buzzing with change, both figuratively and literally. Owning a coin from that era, especially one with such a rare error, is like holding a piece of that history in your hand. Alright, so let's recap. The 1970 Lincoln penny could be worth $1.6 million if it has a double die error and is in mint condition. That's life-changing money for something you might already own. So, the next time you see a penny lying on the ground, don't just walk past it. It could be the treasure you've been waiting for. And before we wrap up, here's my challenge to you. Go check your pockets, your piggy banks, your coin jars, and even under the couch cushions. Who knows? You might already be sitting on a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins and how to spot them, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips, stories, and strategies to help you uncover hidden treasures in your change. And hey, if you do find a 1970 penny, drop a comment and let us know. We'd love to celebrate your find together. Hey there, coin lovers! Have you ever stumbled upon a coin, thinking it's just a regular penny, only to find out it's worth a small fortune? Yeah, I've been there, too. Imagine this, you're cleaning out your old change jar, sorting through all the coins you've ignored for years, and suddenly, boom, you find a 1973 mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. At first, you might think, just another penny, but what if I told you that coin could be worth up to $1.8 million? Yes, you heard that right. So, stay tuned because today we're going to uncover the mystery of the 1973 Lincoln penny and why it could be hiding in your pocket right now. Alright, let's break it down and start with the basics. You know how we all have those penny-pinching moments, whether it's digging through the couch cushions or searching your coat pockets for loose change? But what if one of those pennies could actually change your financial future? Cue dramatic music. The 1973 mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't your everyday coin. In fact, this coin has become a bit of a legend in the world of numismatics. That's just a fancy word for coin collecting. Don't worry, I had to Google it, too. You see, most 1973 pennies aren't worth anything more than face value, just a measly cent. But the 1973 penny? It's a different story. Why? Because there's something special about this little guy. The minting process that year was a bit of a mess, which made certain coins rare and highly collectible. And now, you might be thinking, how does a coin this old suddenly become worth so much? Well, it's a combination of factors. First off, we've got the rarity factor. Sure, tons of 1973 pennies were made, but not all of them are in pristine condition. Some were stamped a little funny or show wear and tear, making those in mint condition stand out. And when we talk about mint condition, we're talking about a coin that's almost flawless, no dings, no scratches, just pure, shiny awesomeness. Where do I even begin looking for these coins? That's where it gets fun. These pennies could be hiding in your change jar right now. So let me share a quick personal story to give you some perspective on just how crazy this can get. A while back, I found a 1973 penny in my dad's old collection. It was sitting there among a pile of coins I was ready to toss in a jar, but something told me to take a closer look. I Googled it and no joke, I couldn't believe my eyes. I had a 1973 penny in near mint condition. This wasn't just a penny you'd toss in a vending machine. I'd found myself a hidden treasure worth around $1.8 million. Now, don't get too excited. Sadly, it wasn't in perfect condition. Life lesson, always check your change. But it made me realize how easy it is to overlook these little gems. Now, let's talk specifics about the value. Like I mentioned, a perfect 1973 penny in mint condition can be worth up to $1.8 million. But here's the thing, the value of these coins depends on a few factors. The condition is key. Coins that have been circulated a lot and have scratches or discoloration won't fetch nearly as much as those that have been kept in great condition. So if you're planning to cash in on your coin stash, check for those special qualities. The clearer the details, the more it could be worth, but don't just take my word for it. Do a little research. There are coin collectors and dealers out there who can help you evaluate your penny and let you know if it's the real deal. And, of course, make sure you store it in a safe place. Trust me, if you find one of these, you don't want it getting scratched up by your keys. Speaking of keeping things in good condition, let me tell you about the time I almost ruined a potential fortune. I once found a rare coin in my pocket, or so I thought, and carried it around in my wallet for weeks without realizing its value. You could say I was wearing my fortune. Anyway, I finally pulled it out to show off to my friends, only to realize it had been smushed by my credit card and was totally dented. Moral of the story: do not treat rare coins like your old grocery store receipts. So, there you have it. The 1973 Lincoln penny, a tiny coin that could hold a huge amount of value. The next time you're cleaning out your change jar or going through your pocket change, remember, that penny you might have been ready to toss could be worth big money if it's in great condition. So keep an eye out, and don't let these hidden treasures slip through your fingers. Before I sign off, if you enjoyed this little coin hunt, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I've got more tips, tricks, and secrets to share about rare coins that could be hiding in your collection, just waiting to be discovered. And hey, if you're as obsessed with coins as I am, this channel's your new best friend. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a valuable coin or if you have any wild coin stories. I'd love to hear them. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your pockets always be full of change, just maybe not the kind that's only worth a penny. Catch you in the next video, or we'll uncover even more hidden treasures from your pocket change. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on coins worth money. Hey, coin collectors and curious minds. Welcome back to the channel. Now, I know what you're thinking: what's so special about a 1988 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny? It's just a penny, right? Wrong. This little guy could be worth way more than what you're seeing in your change jar. I'm here to tell you about the 1988 D Lincoln penny, and trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this one. We're talking about a penny that could be worth up to $1.1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.1 million. And no, I didn't just find that number by typing coins worth a fortune into a search engine. It's real, it's out there, and you could be holding it in your hand without even realizing it. So, let's dive in, folks. So, let's break this down. What makes the 1988 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny worth this jaw-dropping value? You're probably thinking, wait, I've seen hundreds of those pennies in my coin jar. Same here. I was going through my own collection the other day, and I came across a few 1988 D pennies. I felt like a coin detective, thinking maybe I'd found the next $1 million coin, but spoiler alert, I didn't. The 1988 D penny is part of a rare group of coins that got a little extra magic from the minting process. Now, I know you're probably asking, what's so magical about a regular penny from 1988? Well, let me tell you, some of these pennies have a slight error that could make them worth way more than their face value. Specifically, some 1988 D pennies were made with a slight misstrike, which means they've got unusual wear or even double details. These subtle mistakes are what turn an everyday penny into a coin worth thousands, sometimes even millions. This error occurs when the coin is struck by the minting press, and instead of getting one clear imprint, it gets two. That doubling effect is what makes these rare pennies so desirable to collectors. It's like finding a piece of hidden treasure in a pile of loose change. Imagine going to the store with your penny, thinking it's just worth 1 cent, and then realizing it could land you a $1.1 million jackpot. You'd be handing out the biggest tip ever for your coffee, right? There's another reason why the 1988 D penny can fetch such a high price: condition. The coin has to be in nearly perfect condition. So, if you find one in your change jar that looks like it just rolled out of a vault, congratulations, you might be holding onto something pretty special. In the world of coin collecting, the cleaner, sharper, and more pristine the coin, the more valuable it becomes. We're talking museum-grade quality here and now. Let's talk about the D-Mint mark. That little D tells us that the penny was minted in Denver, and although this coin isn't as rare as some others, the error makes it a gem for collectors. Think of it as the rock star of the Lincoln penny family. You're not going to find this kind of penny in every roll or every jar of loose change. It's not that common, but hey, that's what makes it fun to hunt for. Coin collecting is like a treasure hunt, and the thrill of finding something valuable is what keeps people coming back for more. Who doesn't love the idea of stumbling upon something that could change their life? But don't just grab every 1988 D penny you see. You want to look out for those key features that set the error coins apart. Now, let me share a funny personal story. A while back, I went to a coin show, and I had this one 1988 D penny that I thought was the holy grail. I'm talking about thinking I was about to walk out with a giant check for being a coin master. I brought it to a dealer, super confident, and said, "Hey, I think I've got something really special here. This penny's got to be worth a ton." The dealer looked at it for like 2 seconds, smiled, and said, "Nice try, kid. Not this one." And let me tell you, that moment was humbling. But it was also a great learning experience because that's when I realized how important it is to understand what you're looking for before getting all excited. That's why you're here, right? To learn the secrets, the tips, and the tricks to make sure you don't end up in the same situation I was in. Alright, let's wrap this up. If you find a 1988 D mint mark penny in your pocket or coin jar, take a close look at it. If it's got some doubling, or if it's in great condition, you might just have a goldmine on your hands. But remember, it's not every 1988 D penny, only the rare errors that make them worth big bucks. And hey, if you learned something today, or at least got a good laugh at my expense, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss out on more awesome coin tips, tricks, and hilarious stories from my own collecting adventures. You won't want to miss what we're diving into next. Trust me, if you want to become a coin pro and discover more coins worth way more than they seem, you've got to be subscribed. Keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep finding those hidden treasures. Hey there, coin lovers. Imagine this: you walk into your local thrift store, grab a random jar of pennies, and boom, you're holding onto a coin worth more than a nice dinner out. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, let me introduce you to the 1976 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. This little guy is worth about $1.2 million. Yeah, you heard that right. So, today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of this elusive penny and why it could make you richer than your last month's paycheck. Stick around, you won't want to miss this. Alright, so let's rewind the clock a little. The year was 1976, and the United States was celebrating its bicentennial anniversary. We had red, white, and blue galore, parades, and fireworks lighting up the night sky. Everyone was feeling patriotic, and guess what? Even our pennies got a little upgrade to celebrate the occasion. But, as with most things in life, it wasn't all fireworks and confetti for every coin produced. Some of these bad boys turned out to be rarer than a high school reunion invite. Now, let me explain what makes the 1976 D mint mark Lincoln penny so special. You see, the 1976 pennies were produced with a special bicentennial design on the reverse side, celebrating 200 years of American independence. But here's the twist that makes this particular coin worth over $1 million. It was minted at the Denver Mint, marked with a D, and, as luck would have it, a few of these pennies were made with a subtle but rare flaw. Well, it's the kind of thing that doesn't pop out to the average person, but it's noticeable to the expert eye. Some of these coins had what's called a double die error, meaning the engraving on the coin was struck twice, creating an overlapping design that's rare and highly coveted by collectors. Double die errors are like the hidden gems of the coin world, and if you happen to have one of these in your pocket, congratulations, you've got a winning ticket to the world of rare coin collecting. Now, let's talk numbers, because I know that's what you're here for. The value of a 1976 D mint mark Lincoln penny can range anywhere from a few bucks to a cool $1.2 million. Depending on the condition and how prominent that double die error is. Most of the time, you're looking at something that'll set you back less than a pizza, but the rare ones? Oh, buddy, those are what coin collectors dream of. Imagine having one of these in your collection. You could buy a mansion or maybe a small island with that kind of cash. Here's where it gets interesting. I've actually had a run-in with a coin like this, kind of like the time I thought I struck gold with a rare coin I found at a yard sale. It was a 1976 penny, and I thought, jackpot. I rushed home, looked it up online, and got super excited. But, spoiler alert, it turned out to be just a regular, run-of-the-mill 1976 penny. Still, I had a laugh, and that experience taught me a couple of valuable lessons about coin collecting. Always double-check and never get too excited until you know what you've got. But hey, don't let my minor coin flub deter you. I'm here to help you avoid that rookie mistake. When it comes to spotting valuable pennies like the 1976 D mint mark, you need to look closely. Check for those subtle details that make or break a coin's value. A little crack, a small bump, or an off-center strike might just be your golden ticket. And let's face it, there's no harm in checking your pocket change now and then, right? If you're diving into coin collecting seriously, or even just as a hobby, you've got to be patient. Sometimes these coins don't just pop up in your change jar. You've got to keep your eyes peeled, be persistent, and, of course, do your homework. Like that time I spent hours researching the 1976 D penny. I promise you, it pays off. So, whether you're a seasoned coin collector or someone who just found a dusty jar of pennies in your drawer, now you know that the 1976 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny might just be sitting in your collection. And while most pennies are worth face value, don't be surprised if you find that rare gem that could change your life, like the elusive double die error that could land you a cool $1.20 million. If you enjoyed this video and learned a thing or two about spotting rare coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, there's a whole treasure trove of valuable coins out there just waiting to be discovered. And let's be real, we could all use a little extra pocket change, especially when that change could turn into a fortune. So, subscribe for more tips, tricks, and strategies to help you on your coin collecting journey. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting! And remember, don't throw away that pocket change just yet. It might just be your ticket to the big leagues.